everyone, it's Chef from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be creating a birthday card using some dies and scraps. Because if you guys are anything like me, you probably have a ton of scraps lying around. I also have some new product that I wanted to use. And for the third crafty goal for this card, I wanted to create a card for someone in the From the Heart Facebook group. I'll talk a little bit more about the Facebook group in a minute. So let's get started with the products that we're going to use for today's card. I'm using all dies from MFT. They are Party Decor, It's Your Day, and In Stitches Numbers. So you'll see there, I have some pattern papers, and the inspiration for the patterns were from those 4 ink cubes that were also just lying on my desk because I tend not to put new things away. So those 4 colors gave me the inspiration once I found that pattern paper background, and I went back through my stash of all of the scraps and found these pattern papers and pattern and solid papers because the pink is solid, but we're going to dress that up somehow. It's just about using your scraps. So you can see here, I ran them through my die cut machine, and now we're going to get ready to put the card together. So that back piece is actually from a paper pack that I got from Michael's from like their dollar bin. They had, I think maybe it was like 10 pieces of paper together, or maybe it might have been from Target. It was either from Target or the Michael's dollar bin. So that's how long ago it was. Those papers are so old, so they needed to be used. One of the things that I really like doing with my die cut pieces is stepping them up. And one of the ways that I do that is to use jelly roll pens. So I'm taking this white jelly roll pen and I enhance the stitching on the 8 and the 0, which is kind of hard to see in the video. You can see it in real life. I added stripes to the hat. So there were already stripes, but then I defined them a little bit more. And then I'm also going to do polka dots on the candle. Because I used some plain pink cardstock, I thought that it needed a little bit of extra something. Everything else had a little bit of a pattern to it, so I was going to go ahead and draw on it. That's one of the great ways that if you don't have pattern paper and you have solid paper, stamping on it, drawing on it, you can do so many things, inking on it. It will make it look different, and it will also sometimes give it shadows, give it some pattern, give it some texture. So there's a lot of different things you can do with just your scraps. I also went ahead and took an orange jelly roll pen, added a little bit to the flames, and added some lines to the hat. Now we're going to go ahead and start gluing the card together. And while I'm doing that, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the From the Heart Facebook group. So it's obviously a Facebook group where seniors go on and they can either nominate themselves or somebody will nominate a senior for a birthday, for anniversaries, for get well cards, just for card showers, for people who maybe need a little bit of encouragement. A lot of times these are people that don't live close to families. They might be in nursing homes and don't get a lot of visitors. Other times they'll just be people who, recently had surgery and need a little bit of cheering up. So I've gone on and I just usually screenshot a bunch of names and go ahead and work on birthday cards for them. So that's what this one is. This one was from 2 daughters that were asking for a card shower for their mom's 80th birthday. So when I saw that, I screenshot it, and then I was like, let's go ahead today and make a card and make a video. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we did. So I'm adding some foam tape to the back of the little topper for the hat. Everything else I glued down to the card front. The reason that I popped this up was because I thought the orange color of the hat topper looked a little bit too similar to the background. So to give it a little bit of relief from that, I decided to pop it up so it didn't blend in too much. So now that the card front is all put together, I am going to glue it down to the card base. And just a note, if you guys are interested in the From the Heart Facebook group, whether you want to nominate people, whether you want to send cards or join and see what it's about, I will leave the link down below in the more description information. So I'm just showing you there that I pulled those colors from that inspiration, from the color cube inspiration or the ink cubes. Oh, one thing that I don't often do is decorate envelopes. I usually don't have a ton of time when I'm crafting, especially now with everything that's going on, and I promise I will tell you guys a little bit more. I told you about the kittens. There's some exciting stuff coming up with them soon, and some exciting stuff from me, but I really haven't had a lot of time to craft, and I would usually rather make 2 cards than decorate an envelope. But this morning, this card just came together so fast, I decided that I was going to go ahead and decorate the envelope. So you can see that I die cut a bunch of pieces, and the balloons are actually going to go on the back, and they are going to be kind of what seals the envelope. You'll see in the pictures that I didn't add the strings. I did add them afterwards, so they're not just balloons floating in the air. But at the bottom left-hand corner, I wanted to do to the banner. Well, I cut the banner out, not realizing that that piece only cut the triangles out. So I cut it out of orange as well as the blue pattern paper. And then I cut out the string from some black cardstock that, again, I just had another scrap that I had lying on my desk. And we're going to go ahead and assemble this. The easiest way I found to assemble this was to take the die cut piece, so where the negative spots were for the flags of the banner, place that over the string, put a little bit of dot, and then use my little craft pick to go ahead and pick up the triangles and put them in place. I only did glue on about 3 triangles at one time because it was taking a little bit longer. Some of them were flipped over. It was taking me a little bit of time to get the triangles into place, and I didn't want the glue to dry. So once I have finished putting all the triangles in, I am going to remove the I guess it's kind of like a mask or stencil, just making sure that all of the triangles stayed in place, and I will cut off the very bottoms of the left and the right one that were hanging over the edges. I did go back in and die cut some more pieces. I wanted to have the party hats be kind of flanking the address for the woman that I'm sending this to. So I am sending it to one of her daughters because her daughters are going to put all the cards together for the mom. So went ahead and created the party hats for that. I just think that these die cuts are super cute, and because they're basically flat to the envelope, you're not going to have to pay anything extra. They don't have to be hand canceled. I mean, you can if you wanted it to, but they don't have to be. I'll go ahead and attaching the 2 party hats together to the front of the envelope. Once the party hats are all glued onto the envelope, I'm going to take that same orange jelly roll pen and draw some designs on the plain yellow hat. Just because it was plain, it was a little bit boring. I thought that it needed a little bit of something. I'm also going to go ahead and add little pom-poms to the top of both of the party hats because the party hat on the inside has a little something on it, and I also thought that the front party hats needed something. Oh, now I took that same string die that I used for the front banner, and I realized that it would butt up nicely on the bottom of the party hat. The party hat doesn't have any blue in it, and I felt like it needed a little bit of blue. I actually ran the die through my die cut machine twice, once with the orange, the same as the topper, and then once with the blue, but I thought the party hat needed a little bit of blue to it because that didn't have anything in there, and there was no blue on the bottom right corner. So added that onto there, and then I tried to see if I could put the orange stripe anywhere, the orange string anywhere, and it didn't really look good. So went ahead and just saved that in the packaging so that I could use it again in another card. And then that is going to be it for the card. So there's the card and the envelope. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have comments or questions, leave them below. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video. Bye!